Hello everyone and welcome to this pick a card reading video. So here we have the usual pile 1A, 2B, and 3C, so 3 piles to choose from. If you feel drawn to more than one pile, you can of course listen to more than one pile. And if you don't feel drawn to any of the piles, this just might not be the pick a card reading video for you, but I have plenty of other timeless pick a card reading videos all throughout my YouTube channel, as well as collective reading videos. I felt like using some objects down here. These are signifier cards. I have not pulled the cards in the piles yet, except for these. I will be pulling from 1, maybe 2 other oracle decks. And then also I'm using the Tattoo Tarot deck today. I felt very strongly like using this today for you all for your readings. But yeah, these are quite different signifier objects I felt like using today, so, and they're all like in the general same area of my apartment too, so I don't know if that has additional meaning. But yeah, don't look too much into it, just whatever you feel most drawn to. If you feel drawn to the cards and or the signifier objects, everything I talk about in this video is how do I usually do it? As a reminder, everything I talk about and discuss in this video is for entertainment purposes only and cannot be stated as fact. Alright, let's get into it. Hello 1A and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. So here we have, we have Fox. It says adaptability, adapt to the changes that are happening. And then we have dab and seal, envelope moistener with adhesive. I've never seen my mom use this. This is not mine, but I thought at first it was one of those bingo sticks. And I was hearing bingo when I was like reaching for this, so either way, this is your reading. So with the card, it definitely makes me believe that this person who you will next befriend is somebody who has been through quite a bit in life. I'm also hearing this could be somebody who, an adhesive. I wonder if you've been through similar things in life, certain difficulties you've both experienced, you'll be able to connect on that. It feels like this is the type of person who you'll be able to have heart-to-heart conversations with. And it seems like there's somebody who kind of lurks in the shadows in a way where I feel like they don't have many friends themselves. But yeah, so it's hard for them to make friends probably. So it takes, or I was going to say it's saying something that they'd be willing to. Also envelope, it's like opening an envelope. What am I trying to... See, now I'm hearing it's like opening up a new chapter. So I wonder if now they're at a point in life where they are just trying to meet new people, even though it's very difficult for them to. And I think a lot of the people they try to make friends with, it doesn't stick, like this adhesive. Over here, I think my cat is going potentially inside of his litter box. If he is, I'll have to just pause this because he makes noise. But I will say too, here, I'm gonna check. I don't think he is. Also, is literally as soon as I start for your stack, I'm gonna say this part more gently. My neighbors are, can you see my mouth? I don't know if you can, but my neighbors are going in and out of their apartment. So I'm like getting distracted. I feel like this person isn't somebody who necessarily gets distracted, but I just think they probably don't have the most confidence, and I think I'm hearing scurrying away. So I think they're the type of person who, yeah, it's hard to maintain any sort of relationship with this person because they're always kind of retreating back into their safe space, which is mainly just being by themselves. So they're more of, I know this is a fox, but I'm hearing lone wolf. That's what I'm getting here, that they're more somebody who keeps to themselves. And if you're somebody who's also more introverted, I think that's something you could connect on. But either way, I will say, yeah, I don't think y'all are extroverted, extremely so. If you're listening to this, you're probably introverted or a mix of both introverted and extroverted, or it just depends on your friend group. But yeah, I think this person is looking to make friends with somebody who is a safe person. And so you are that for them. They feel safe around you. So they are willing to try and become a friend with you, but they're probably not somebody who likes to go out and do much. They're probably somebody who kind of just stays indoors. And even with their friends, they probably like to do stuff where they're just staying indoors, staying like inside their home. Okay, let's see what else relates to this person, how they are. They're definitely not a mean person, but I think they're more closed off, so it's hard to get to know them. It's hard to know what they're feeling, what they're thinking. Yeah, hematite, mental strength, root chakra. I'm not surprised at all that we have pulled this card. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to think. Oh, do you see my hair? I'm trying to see if everything's aligned well enough. Yeah, sure. But anyway, like in frame. Hematite. Yeah, this person's just been through a lot. Also, this makes me think of, like, it almost, hematite reminds me sometimes when I look at it of metal. So with that, it kind of reminds me of like metal music, but more so probably goth or emo music. But they could also like metal music, like something that's more hardcore. But I just think there's somebody who has very deep, dark thoughts. So it could be interesting to have conversations with them, but I think being around them, you have to almost limit how much time you spend around them because it's hard for them to have happy thoughts. But I think they are somebody who gives great perspective. And I think that they are deserving of friendships. Like, they're not at all a bad person. They just have a lot that they internalize, and a lot that weighs heavy on them. And I think, like, there's certain things they've been through in life that they'll never be able to recover from or fully let go of. And so that affects their life and it permeates through everything they do. I wouldn't be surprised if they are very creative and artistic as well in any of the art forms of the world. And then let's get a tarot card here. I was gonna maybe pull more tarot cards, but maybe we'll just pull one or two. Let's see. I feel like pulling one or two. Okay, let's see. How else is this person? Anything else to clarify how this friend is? I feel like this one for sure wants to come out. So we have this Two of Cups. Yeah, I just keep hearing like kind of loner or lone wolf energy. And then there's a card that wants to clarify. I feel like it might be the top card actually. King of Wands. Interesting. Yeah, so I think they will. I'm getting Sagittarius energy from this as well. I think they're the type of person who really is introspective. So they will give great advice. Even, well, I was going to say maybe unsolicited advice, but I think they know when it's good to bring certain things up. I think they have a good gauge of that. But they do seem like they could even be philosophical. I wouldn't be surprised if they're specifically nihilistic. I think they kind of see the worst in things. So that's why when they have people in their life to help uplift them, that could be very important. I think you could be that person to help them see the brighter side of things. But also, they could be good for you because they seem like they are more of a realist. Even though Sagittarius energy isn't technically realist. But it feels like, yeah, I just keep hearing great perspective. And I'm also getting Two of Wands energy here, even though Two of Cups in reverse is here. I think because of, how am I trying to explain this? I'm hearing specifically too that they can see the bigger picture. I think like they're very intuitive as well, and I think they can see things happening before they actually happen. And I just think they have a good understanding of okay, like if this is how, if you go to them for something and they're like, well, obviously this is probably what's going to happen next. Like, oh, and you know what I'm hearing? They're like a straight shooter. Sometimes I think they can be a bit harsh with the way they come across because of that, but they are not ill-intentioned. I just think they hate liars, by the way. They hate liars. And so, oh, hi, Axel. Here, do you want me to move these cards so you can sit by me? How cute. See, and now I'm getting the messaging of it took Axel a while to finally come back over here. I think, yeah, it'll take them a while to warm up to you or even any of your friends or family if you introduce them. But what I was saying is that, yeah, they like when people are honest. They like when things are real, even though it can be difficult. They've been through pain, so they are okay and willing to accept pain. It's almost like, well, there's another check on the box of my pain list, the things that cause me misery. So I think that could also be beneficial to you in some way if you're not usually the type of person who is like that, but maybe you also aren't, so that's something you can connect on. I do feel like there's key things that you will definitely connect on that you'll have in common, or else there'll just be a good balance of you've been through difficult things. They could even be different, but then you're able to provide perspective because of those differences. And now Axel's leaving. Okay, goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, you coming back? Is it because I'm talking to you like this? Let's get a final card here that indicates like time frame. Here, lay down here, honey. One second. Okay, so my cat is finally laying next to me. It reminds me because I kept telling him, I'm like, lay down, lay down, lay down. And then he finally is next to me, and now he's showing his belly to me. So yeah, this person will be difficult to open up. If you hear him in the background, he's playing with his toys now. But it may take them a while to open up, but once you gain their trust, it's like they're all in. They will be a ride or die for you. But it will take a while for them to warm up to you. But let's see about time frame. Or timing of when you'll meet this person. I might have to pull 2 cards for you. It's just the sense I'm getting, but we'll see. Maybe I'll just have to pull 1. I'm hearing in, like, because my cat is like in his own little world right now. I think that relates to this person as well. So this says December. It could even specifically be December 26th, or they could be 26. And I feel like there's an additional card. It might even be the first card. But maybe not. Maybe this one helps clarify. Amazing chemistry, terrible timing. Interesting. So maybe you can meet this person and you don't really hit it off at first, or you could meet this person, but then because of timing, you're interesting. And then this flew out next couple of years. So it could be in a couple of years from now, around December time. You could meet during the holiday season, like Christmas specifically. Okay, but what I'm getting here is that, or this could indicate within the next couple of years, it's like you meet in a December, but then it takes a couple of years to really solidify any sort of friendship. What I'm trying to say is that, yeah, you could maybe meet each other, but maybe you both have enough on your plates, or one of you has too much on your plate, so you're unable to really become friends at the time. So I think there's definitely going to be a period where you meet, you don't really talk very much, or maybe you even get off on the wrong foot in a way because of the timing. But I see you coming together over the course of a couple of years and finally solidifying that friendship. But this looks like a good, healthy friendship. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much, 1A, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. You can like the video, you can subscribe, you can comment down below if you resonate with this stack, and you can update your comments sometime in the future if there are any updates you would like to provide for us all. You can I already said subscribe. You can check out my timeless pick a card reading videos as well as my collective reading videos on this channel, and you can check out my ASMR channels if you feel called to do so, or any of my other socials in the video description down below. Thank you so much again, 1A. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, Tubi, and welcome to this part of the pick a card reading video. So here we have a possum and it says strategy, have a backup plan. And then we have colors of the world, crayons, 24, Crayola. 24 could be the age of one of you. 24 could just be like a date. But with this, it makes me think that this person will come from a very different background from you, this next friend that you'll make. And I feel like they're definitely, it's interesting. So I feel like if you chose this, there's a good possibility you could be a lot more go with the flow. It feels like this person is very, I guess you could say, type A. It feels like they're always on the go. It feels like they're very intelligent, they're very smart, and they're very strategic, but not in a bad way. I just think they're really good at coming up with solutions. I think they're always trying to better themselves, but in a way of not really self-care, just in terms of maybe making more money or having more status. But again, it doesn't come across in a bad way. I wouldn't be surprised if they come from a household where having success, having wealth is like the ultimate end goal. And so I feel like they've probably internalized that kind of pressure where they feel the need to always be the best they can and that they need to almost outshine other people. So I think, hopefully this isn't a diss to you, but you're probably somebody who doesn't want that or need that. So I think they're probably best suited to have friends who have a similar job to them, who don't have like a similar background to them, and people who they don't necessarily relate to, because they aren't looking to relate to people who they are friends with. Because it almost feels like things would be competition in that way. They don't want to compete. They don't want to have comparisons to people who are similar to them. So that's also why I think you would end up being good friends with them, because you're quite different, both in personality as well as in upbringing or cultural background. And it feels like it's interesting because it's like opposites attract kind of situation here, where I feel like you also find them quite funny. They don't probably... Oh, my cat's in the litter box. One moment. Okay, he's out of the litter box. It's funny, when I was paused, I was hearing like kind of it's a waste of time, like to just keep going. So yeah, I think this person is very hardworking. They like using their time wisely. But I was gonna say the opposites attract thing, where I think they don't view themselves as funny. They're not like inherently funny, but because they're so different from you, it's like you find the humor in the way that they are and then their lifestyle. It reminds me of I'm trying to think of a TV show or a movie that would relate here. It's almost like Wednesday Addams vibes, but not really. The reason I bring up Wednesday is because she is kind of just doing her own thing. I think this person is very hyper independent, but I think they actually really crave connections with people more than maybe they let on. I think because they are so hardwired inherently to be independent, they crave that balance with others. But anyway, it reminds me of Wednesday because, how am I trying to explain? It's like Wednesday's character of being kind of upset all the time, always being not nihilistic. Actually, if you chose this stack, I wouldn't be surprised if you also chose stack 1A, because I did bring up nihilism in that group. But so I guess Wednesday isn't the best example, but think of like a TV show character or a movie character, or just like a classic dad who's kind of just gets the work done and then he's with his family when he has the time. Like, but it's interesting because this is also very much not that energy, because this person's always trying to reinvent themselves is what I'm hearing. They're always trying to new things, not really for self-development as it relates to self-care, but self-development so it can help further them in their career and in the material world. Let's see what we have here for additional cards. But yeah, they're very highly intelligent. I think it could be hard to understand what they're saying sometimes. And it could be hard for them to understand like the emotional side of things. If you come to them and you're emotional about something, it could be hard for them to understand. And I see them being uncomfortable with human emotion. That doesn't mean you can't I don't know. Well, there are certain friends who we can have that we don't always have to say all of our deepest, darkest secrets to. There's somebody who is good at keeping secrets, but they're not going to be good at, like, telling you, oh, it's okay, like, it will be okay, things will get better. I feel like pulling 2 cards. Interesting, family. So, yeah, when I was bringing up the dad stuff, maybe they really are a family person. It's almost also like mama bear energy. They're trying to be efficient and making sure everybody's okay, everybody's good. Oh, that's so crazy. The second one I pulled was 22 Kunzite children. Interesting. So yeah, they're probably very family oriented then. Even though they might not look like it on the outside, it's very protective, wholesome energy. They're just not a very emotional person. It's very dad energy. So not fun uncle, but just like serious dad energy. And it's like the dad who always is planning. They're probably somebody who's really good at planning as well. But they are somebody who, I'm hearing, owing it all to family. And I feel like this is a double-edged sword because, again, I feel like they probably came from a background where their family that they grew up with put a lot of pressure on them to succeed in life. I think there's a part of them that is grateful for that to get them to where they are now. But I think this mainly relates to family that they build. So that's why I think they build their chosen family around people similar to you, people who are very different from them, because they want that. They don't want this strictness from whence they came, like from their upbringing. They want people who are more go with the flow. And I think too with I don't know, I just keep hearing that, like, they want to do better for future generations. So, like, for their kids, they're also somebody who, if they don't have kids, but they could be around kids, so they could be, like, a teacher or a professor. Or this could just indicate, like, for example, if you have kids, or somebody else in their life has kids, they'd be really good, actually, around them. And I think that helps to loosen them up. But they're very structured, so I think being around children is very good for them to, I guess you could say, go with the flow more, but I think it's just to, like, soften their hard and rough exterior or shell. Let's pull a card for over here now from the Tattoo Tarot deck. Further, yeah, so there's somebody who has very high expectations of themselves. I think sometimes they might accidentally place high expectations upon you just because that's inherently how they are and how they were raised, but I don't think they do it on purpose. I just think they want the best for people who they care about, and so, like, they're very good at cheering people on, but from a very logical perspective. And I think they know how talented they are in, like, their given field career-wise or anything else that they do. I think they know, like, they know what they're doing in life. They're not a lost soul. They're not somebody who's confused about how they've gotten to where they are. They're very sure of themselves. They're very, I guess you could say, confident, but it's just more so like they've done the research. And also I'm hearing there's no other option. And also, yeah, have a backup plan. Like, so I guess the other option could be a backup plan in life, but I'm hearing that they'll always know what to do. They're very good at thinking on their feet, being quick. They're able to balance out being both quick on their feet as well as taking time to really think about their next move. But yeah, this is somebody who also could help further you in your career somehow. So this could be somebody you meet through, like, it could be a superior of yours even, or it could just be somebody you meet as it relates to career, or your boss of some kind, like a professor. As I was saying before, this is somebody who is very successful, and they don't want to just have it for themselves. They also want for other people to succeed because they know they have so much talent or success where they're at now that it doesn't take away from them to be able to help others. So I think they are actually very helping of a person. Again, even if on the outside they kind of look scary. Let's get a card indicating timing, timeline of when you will meet this person. One card, maybe two. I pulled 2 cards for 1A, and I feel like I might have to pull On this lifetime. Yeah, okay. Definitely gonna need to pull another one. Interesting. So I wonder if this is somebody who, even though like you might view them as a friend, they'll be more of like a professional relationship potentially. Or they'll be somebody who it's like, you know, people have talent agents. It reminds me of that as well. Okay. June. So when is this? Oh, this is being uploaded. Is this being uploaded in May? This is being uploaded in either May or June. So this is going to happen very quickly from now, very soon from now. And we have 10 and 20 as well. So those could be dates like the 10th through the 20th of June, or just for any other reason, 10 and 20 could be important. 24 is almost halfway in between 10 and 20. But yeah, June could be an important month. That could be when you meet them specifically. Very likely so. But yeah, so I wonder if this is somebody who's going to be a friend, but also kind of more of an acquaintance, or it's going to be more of a professional working type relationship. I feel like I should pull another card. See, no, I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna pull that. Next couple of years. I pulled this for 1A as well. Next couple of years. I'm gonna pull a tarot card to help clarify this. Death. Okay, yeah. Here's what I was gonna say. I feel like this could relate to past lives for some reason. This is very interesting. So I think you've definitely had a past life with this person before. Even me saying that though, like once you meet them and if you think about this reading, you might be like, that doesn't really make sense. I just think for some reason, yeah, this connection is karmic. Even if it's short-lived is what I'm hearing. But it feels like this transcends time, where like not just in this lifetime, you've known them from a prior lifetime or lifetimes. So it could feel weird the way you come together because you all also are so different. But this is meant to be, it's meant for you to meet this person. Even if it is short-lived, is just what I'm hearing. But yeah, I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much, 2B, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. You can like the video. You can subscribe, you can comment down below if you resonate with this stack, and you can update your comments sometime in the future if there are any updates you would like to provide for us all. You can check out my other timeless pick a card reading videos as well as my collective reading videos on this channel. You can also, if you feel drawn to ASMR in any way, you can check out my ASMR channels linked down below or any of my other socials. But thank you so much again, 2B, and take care. Bye-bye. Hello, 3C, and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. So here we have Whiteout, and it also on the card says snake healing, you are a healer. So I think this next friend you make, I was hearing that they could be more of a mentor, at least at first. And they could be somebody who you're still friends with, but it's like they're helping you in some way. Or also I think there's somebody who could be older. Oh, now I'm hearing children get older. Now I'm getting older too. I feel like they're somebody who, whoa, that's weird, who's helping you transition in life as it relates to your age. Interesting. But yeah, they feel like they're quite a bit older. And it feels like there's somebody who's just overall a very healing person. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're very much into the spiritual stuff as well. I keep getting visuals of somebody who's a Reiki healer. But yeah, they could be a therapist. They could be a doctor or a nurse. There's somebody who's a very nurturing, kind person. And I think even just being around them heals something within you. And we have white out here. I was also hearing black out with this. So, I mean, they could be white. I was also hearing black out. They could be black. But, and it says quick dry. Correction fluid. Correction. I don't think there's anything there with that. But for some reason, white out. I feel like there's something with white out, I should say. I'm hearing clean slate. I think there'll be somebody who helps you to move on from something. So if you recently broke up with somebody, or like you're just trying to make new friends, maybe your old friends weren't nice, maybe your past partner wasn't nice, your family isn't nice, so maybe you have cut off certain people in your life, so you just feel kind of lost. I think this person will be able to help get you on track is what I'm hearing. Like they're somebody who will help to encourage you, and they're not the type of person, like they're very calm and peaceful. They're not going to be like, oh my god, yeah, like at your accomplishments or anything, or like, oh yeah, over here. There's somebody who's very calm, and I think that calming presence is what you really do need. Where also with the quick, I'm hearing like quick, not out of shape, but like quick and quick in shape. How does that work? They'll just help you to better adapt. So if you've recently cut people off from your life, then they will be somebody who I'm hearing will make you feel validated. So yeah, the clean slate, it's just like you making new friends. It will help you realize once you meet this person, like, oh yeah, I don't need those other people who weren't kind to me anymore in my life. Like, I'll be okay. For some reason, I was reading Shake Well Before Use. I feel like you could know who this person is before meeting them. So it's weird. I don't want to say you befriend your therapist, because I don't know if that's like a healthy thing. I don't know what the code of conduct is around like that. And I'm not saying this has to be a therapist, but it's very much the energy of you'll know who this person is. Maybe they're a friend of a friend. Or maybe you know them before you know them. An example I'm seeing is somebody who, like if you go to a coffee shop, a local coffee shop, and somebody owns the place, or they just work there, they're a full-time or whatever worker. I don't mean that I hope that didn't sound dismissive. I mean like whatever, like even if they're part-time, like anyway, I just see it as this example laid out in front of me, it being that it could be somebody you meet at a place like that, like a local place especially, but it could be somebody you meet anywhere, like out and about in your daily life. And like you know them, but you don't really befriend them. So maybe you finally you ask them like, hey, I have this thing. Do you want to come check it out? Or hey, do you ever want to like hang out outside of your work? I really like our connection we've built since I've started coming here, like to this location. So I think that could be the case where you already know them, or if you don't know them yet, you'll know them, you'll get to know them a bit more, like in a different setting. But then outside of that typical, especially if it's a workplace setting, you'll get to meet like the true them. This also could be a coworker of some kind, but I don't get the sense that you do work together mainly. I feel like there's something that's connecting you together, and so it's like you already get the good vibes from them, so that's why you further this. It could even be a friend of a friend, but I feel like it's, somehow slightly removed. You could already know them, or you will know them before you actually like really know them. Let's see here. I feel like there's somebody who spends quite a bit of time indoors, but also they're not afraid to go out and about and do things. But they're very mature is what I'm hearing. Is this card? Not necessarily. But snakes shed their skin as well. I think this person used to be very different from who they are now. So it's like you see them at their greatest evolution. Hopefully we can all be like that, right? We can all usually, well, it doesn't happen that way always, but hopefully we are always evolving into our most truest version of ourselves. And I feel like this person is truly who they are. What you see is what you get. And I think they're not the type of person who is out of place with what they say. Like, they're very intentional with their words, because they also know that their words are healing, and so they won't say something if they feel like it's not their place to say it. Does that make sense? Obsidian protection. Yeah, they are very divinely... I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if they're a very spiritual person. I feel like maybe playing another card here. But yeah, they're a very, like, stable force that should not be reckoned with. And they're somebody who's... They themselves... I feel like they probably have a decent amount of people in their life, but it's been because they've already cut out so many people themselves. Like, they are not afraid to cut people out, which is why if you become friends with them, you should take that as an honor, because they aren't just going to be friends with anybody. Past loved ones, past delight. Yeah, they're very divinely protected. Also, like, there's very spiritual energy tied in with this stack. With past loved ones, I wouldn't be surprised if there's somebody who reminds you of a passed on loved one in your life, actually. I'm getting aunt vibes specifically. So, and this energy that I'm getting is more feminine. It doesn't have to be. That's just what I'm sensing. Okay. For this, because this very, like, soft, nurturing energy. But femininity is what it is for you. It can be anything. But it feels like this person could be similar to somebody who is a passed on loved one in your life, even if you never met them. But I'm getting aunt or grand aunt vibes, especially, that they're very much like this person. Also, I get the vibe that they're just kind of that aunt energy anyway. That's also why, like, there's that removed space. It's like your friend, but also there's like the superior, not complex, but superiority or superior dynamic in this relationship. It's very interesting. Now let's pull a card from over here. What is this person's energy like? But yeah, they're very probably into the woo-woo stuff. Like, I see them being very witchy. So I think a lot of people in their life are probably also into these kinds of things, tarot and whatnot. Probably know a lot of history as it relates to magic, with witchcraft, all that. So, but yeah, very strong intuition they have, and they're very good at trusting it. Further information for how this person is. 8 of Cups. Yeah, they've already walked away from so much in life. And then let's get a clarifying card. They've walked away from so much, so they're not... Did I choose the right one? Is it this one instead? No. And the Moon, yeah. They have walked away from so much already, so they're not afraid to do that. They've already done the inner healing work, and they're still healing. They're still doing work to heal themselves. So they themselves have had to make, like, a clear slate many times. And I think it makes sense that I said also a blackout, because the energy that I get here, it's dark, but it's also light. Like, it's not dark as in this person has a lot of darkness because they're evil. They have a lot of darkness because they've been through quite a bit. So that's also why they're so healing. They've been through quite a bit. And I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if they do black magic of some kind. But this also could just indicate magic in general, witchcraft. They're a very spiritual person, and they are not afraid. I'm hearing they're not afraid to use their power against them, but not them as in, like, themselves, against, like, other people. So I think they are a very kind, gentle person, but then if they feel the need to, they are not afraid to point out when something is not right. And yeah, they're just not afraid to cut people out. And they're actually a very likable person. And, like, people are just very drawn to their energy. They have such a strong energetic force that brings people to them. So that's why they're not afraid to cut people out. But yeah, they're a very strong person. If you're somebody who is more insecure, or you're more of a gentle, delicate person, this person is, like, the opposite, where they have, like, a lot of scars, but they aren't afraid to wear them on their sleeves, but also not. Because also, it's like the sleeves are like this snake skin, and they shed. But I feel like this person is ever evolving. And I think... Yeah, I just keep hearing they've been through a lot in life. And they aren't going to sugarcoat things. But they also know how to balance that out with kindness. It's the opposite of 1A, where they were just, like, full-blown nihilism in 1A, but this isn't about nihilism as much as it's just, like, this person is able to know and understand the truth, And so they're able to be honest with you. It's like a kindness mixed with honesty is a good way to describe how they are in their friendships. Like they'll be like, if you're like, hey, do I look good in this? They'll be like, they won't just be like, no, you look ugly, right? They'll be like, no, I think actually this style might be better suited for you. Let me help you. Like they're that kind of person. They'll be honest with you, but they're not gonna leave you feeling bad about yourself or feeling like lost. They're gonna help guide you. They're very much like a guide, also a muse. I think you'll just gain a lot of ideas from them, creative inspiration, and you'll better know yourself from being around this person and just how they live their life. It will help you to know how to live your life. And they're such a cool person. They are so cool, calm, and collected, despite what they've been through in life. Let's see here for like timing, when you could meet this person. When could you meet this person? Also, I'm hearing they're not afraid to talk about like hard things. So if you definitely struggle with opening up, I think they're also the kind of person who will describe the kind of things they've been through, and they'll do it in such a calm way and show like, hey, I'm still standing. I'm still here. And so it shows, yeah, despite difficult things you go through, you can still, definitely this one, next couple of months, 3 months from now, okay, so 2 to 3 months from now is when you will meet them. That's very clear messaging. That's when you will meet them. Or if you already know them, like I was saying before, it could be when you start actually solidifying this relationship more, like actually meeting up outside of like a workplace as an example. But okay, I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, 3C, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. You can like the video, you can subscribe, you can comment down below if you resonate with this stack, and you can update your comments sometime in the future if there are any updates you would like to provide for us all. Also, I want to provide extra messaging with Triastolite, where I'm hearing like they have the answers of the universe. It's like they have the answers figured out. And it makes me think of people who access the Akashic records or people who do past life regression. I just think they know a lot about like the way the world operates, even if it's not quote unquote scientifically proven. Like they know a lot because they're so intuitive, and they've like honed in on their craft. They've honed in on their spiritual practice. Okay, you can check out my other timeless pick a card reading videos on this channel, or collective reading videos. You can check out my socials linked in the video description, which includes my ASMR channels if you were into that sort of thing. But thank you so much again, 3C, and take care. Bye bye.